listening to Breakfast with Tiffany with your host, Tiffany Morgan.
That's right, Pippies, it's me. Hey. Well, hello there, my little Speepies, my little love muffins from all around the big blue world. This is your hostess, Miss Tiffany Morgan, calling to you live from Kingston, Ontario, Canada, the home of limestone, and a home to me, Miss Tiffany Morgan. That's right, Sweepies. That's right. It's me. I'm here. Where are you? Oh, my phone's ringing. What's going on? Oh, it's telling me I can manage my channel. Oh, word. Oh, my word. I can do that. So you're listening to me, Miss Tiffany Morgan, drag queen extraordinaire, here in the Limestone City. I've been doing drag for over 20 years. Has it been 21 years? I don't know anymore. And drag queen extraordinaire. And this is a half-hour program. I only talk to you for a half hour. Some people probably only want me to speak about 2 minutes, but guess what? I'm on the airways. I'm on the airwaves. You can't get rid of me, Sweepies. You can't get rid of me. Oh my goodness sakes. It's a bit of a gloomy day as I'm recording here. I can hear the rain falling off the roof, not going through the gutters on one side of the roof because they're all full of debris and stuff like that. I've been a little bit of a lackluster, not lackluster, a bit lazy homeowner. The one eaves trough has been filled up. It's been blocked for like a good year or two, and it's just this spring looking at the at where the water overflows onto the ground in front of the foundation that I see some issues with the foundation. There's been a little bit of damage from frost and rain over the winter months and stuff there. So it's time for Tiffany to pull up her sleeves and finally do something about it. So if you have any suggestions on how to do something about it, give me a call. Give me a call. Good morning, Jazz. Good morning. Oh, for some reason it can't show you. Oh, there we go. There we go. So this is I record this live on my socials, and so I can interact with people in real time. So if you're listening to this on CFRC 101.9 FM or CFRC.ca, it's not so live. It's not so live now. But yeah, I have a few things that uh, yes. Oh, yeah. Did I talk about my eavesdrops last week, Alan? I must have. Go up the ladder in frock and heels. Yeah. I don't know. I have some problems with heights. I have some problems with heights. So the second story eavesdrops, I'm not too sure about that. And goodness knows, I do not have a ladder that'll reach all the way up there. No way, no how. Not happening. Not happening. All right, let's first start off with something. Hello. Yes, it is the afternoon. But this is still breakfast. It's still breakfast. So what I first wanted to start discussion with is Buckaroo. Buckaroo. Uh, do you know who Buckaroo is? So my neighborhood, the Skeleton Park neighborhood sort of thing, there is this infamous feline cat. That's what feline means. It's cat. If you didn't know, a tabby, like the dark colored kind of tabby, and he's missing one of the canine teeth. So that's how you know it's Buckaroo. But Buckaroo is also well known in the neighborhood for following people home and then begging for food, as well as he does. So felines, cats, they're really smart. They're really smart. So apparently he does this quite regularly, and hence why most of the neighborhood know. I have not met Buckaroo. I have not met Buckaroo yet. I want to though, because Buckaroo is getting a little bit more famous than I am. And when it comes to fame, you should always be trying to buddy up with the next famous person. Am I right? Am I right? Or feline. Buckaroo, let's do some let's do some projects together, right? Okay, there we go. But there was some chat in a Facebook group, and some people were like, "Oh, I'm hearing too." They felt like we were talking too much about Buckaroo, and I piped up and I was like, "No, it's just enough. It's just enough information about Buckaroo." So in a lot of these Facebook groups, especially the neighborhood ones, you get a little bit heavy kind of topics. Buckaroo and drag, yeah, exactly, Al. Buckaroo, do you want to get into drag? Let's get into drag and we'll do a photo shoot. Okay. Start a Twitter. Start an Instagram. Oh, TikTok. Buckaroo, can we get on to TikTok? There we go. But I think it's just enough because, neighborhood. There's the tough topics. There's the tough topics. People who, if there's a tree getting taken down because it's got ash borer or something like that. Yeah, that's sad. It's heavy topics and people moving out or moving in and all that kind of stuff. It's great stuff. But I keep thinking these little Buckaroo posts are just nice fluff. They're just the social fluids that help get socializing done, sort of thing, right? It's like the what's the word I'm looking for? It's the lubricant. It's the social lubricant, as they call it. Just to get talk about the hot topics, but have some nice lighthearted topics as well. So yeah, I know Buckaroo. Yeah, me and Buckaroo should do. Let's do a photo shoot. Make love to the camera. But I haven't met Buckaroo yet. Maybe I need to leave the house in order to meet the local feline cats. Oh my word, I need to get out of the house. Do I ever? Do I ever? I also wanted to talk about so here I do breakfast with Tiffany. Again, my name is Tiffany Morgan, drag queen extraordinaire. And I do this program, Breakfast with Tiffany. Um, this is I as a podcast. I started podcasting. I was the first drag queen, this podcasting drag queen in Canada. Doing Breakfast with Tiffany years ago. But lately, because we're all at home and we're trying to find different creative outlets. Us creative people, some people may call drag an art. I think it's an art. I think it's an art. I think drag is definitely an art form. It's definitely a cross field kind of art form. You have to know makeup. You have to know stage. You have to know, and in my case, you have to know all the audio and all the light. You'd have to know how to book shows and organize a show and blah blah blah. Like there's a lot to it, and it's definitely an art form. Where am I going with that story? Anyway, so because where am I going with that? Because of our current circumstances, and I've chosen today not to talk about that four letter and two number word. I've chosen not to talk about that today. But because of that, a lot of us drag performers are trying to find ways to scratch that creative itch. And so that's why when I was approached to do this on CFRC and stuff like that, that's kind of why I wanted to do that. But we also started, when I say we, I mean Rowena Way and myself, another fabulous drag queen in town. We started the Maple Tea, which is a video and audio podcast to talk about our views, our Canadian views on Drag Race. And currently, we're wrapping up season 13 of RuPaul's Drag Race. By the way, did you see the last episode, the finale of RuPaul's Drag Race? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Yeah. Tune in Friday for a live recording for the Maple Team. We'll be talking about that for sure. But yeah, and I was approached to do another kind of podcast, live stream sort of thing, not on a weekly basis. But we had our inaugural event last Saturday, and we also created our own Facebook page now. It's called the Rendezvous. So Ronde, RENDEZ hyphen view, VIEW, because, we're not that original. We're not that original. And yeah, so I wanted to I helped out with that. I did most of the technical stuff for doing the live broadcast, but that is really interesting because that is with my drag daughter, Venus DeRogue Morgan, and my drag granddaughter, um, Mercury Wild. That was not a pause because I forgot. It's just a pause because I'm looking around for my water and I totally forgot it. Oh no, there it is. Found it. Mm, always need to lubricate. But where was I going with that? Yeah. So it was three generations of drag getting together and talking about the hot topics. And the main theme being that four characters, six characters, whatever. Anyway, that thing that I chose not to talk about this week because I talk about it too much. But yeah, we kind of delved into that a whole hours long episode. Um, my drag mother Jazz is now calling me out online. She's like, "Water, yeah, that's what it is." I know. I always have everything in. So for for the live people that I'm recording it, they can see some video, and my glass has a straw with an umbrella on it. I use that. I use them all over the place because, as a Christmas present, my mother gave me an entire bag full of straws with umbrellas on them. So we're slowly going through them. I reuse the straws. But you toss them out after a while. But I know it's not. You shouldn't be. I should be getting reusable straws and not dealing with plastic. But hey, it's a gift. It's a gift, and I gotta use them. I gotta use them. So it is water. It is water that I'm wetting my whistle with. There we go. But yeah, it was a really really fun time, the rendezvous, and it feels like we're not. I think because we're not doing a whole lot of technical stuff with it. Um, it's just nice. It's a nice balance. It's a nice balance. It's a nice balance to, and also just talking to the girls too, is a great thing. And if we can broadcast that out and reach other people, and other people feel like, oh, that was a great time, then that's a great time. It's what it is. It's what it is. But I enjoyed myself. Getting reconnecting with Venus and Mercury, and the really interesting thing is that they're both living in Toronto, so we get to talk about some of that dynamism, right? Dynamism, the dynamics of me in Kingston, them in Toronto, like the differences and stuff like that. And it was interesting hearing some of their viewpoints. Because goodness sakes, we're in the same province, but sometimes, comparing our stories in the last year, it almost feels like you're in two different worlds almost. But we're not talking about that. The reason for that. um, but yeah, yeah. So, Sweepies, how are you doing? How are you doing with the current situations? It's a little gloomy out there. What I do is I try to, you know, um, try to practice some self-care and try to recognize when I'm getting stressed out. And if I'm getting stressed out, then I need to focus on something else. And a really great thing to do, and some of you may not already know exactly what I'm going to talk about, is gardening. Gardening, growing stuff is a really great uh, thing to help with your mental health. watching something grow, starting something from seed, watching it grow, taking care of it, putting your hands in the soil. It's definitely therapeutic. Whether or not it's recognized as therapy or not, I don't care. I see it as therapy. I see it as therapy. And because of that, we started the Grow With Me challenge. And we were supposed to start some seeds, together, and then share in that journey, share in that journey of what's going on. And I'm just going to the Grow With Me group. So there's a Facebook group that we're sharing all this information on. So if you go to Tyffanie.com, Tyffanie.com, you can find links to that group. So I just uploaded a little video on there of my seedlings that I'm starting under a grow light. So there's cucamelons, and cucamelons are also called what, mouse melons. And I know each week I say I'm going to find the botanical name for them, but I don't have them on me right now. But they're popping up out of the soil, and they're putting on some true leaves. So the baby leaves, as I keep calling them, those are cotyledons. Cotyledons, they're not a true leaf, but most of these seedlings are now putting on true leaves if you look at the video. So I had some tomatoes there, um, and some cucumbers, and those tomatoes and cucumbers, those seeds were given to me by others. So thank you. Thank you for that. Um, but oh, actually, let me switch things up. Oh, someone else. Yes, yes. So someone else is mentioning they're like, my final package of seeds arrived. And yeah, that's the same with me too. The I just finally got my tomatoes and cucumbers. A little late now because I've already started other cucumbers and tomatoes, but I think we're still going to do it. I think I'm still going to try planting those seeds. Um, So yeah, so I uploaded that video. We went through the seeds and stuff. Just finally got, because seeds were so, last year and this year, seeds were so popular that a lot of the seed catalogs were hard to keep supplies, and that's why they did a part shipment. So they shipped part of my stuff, but the high demand stuff, being cucumbers or tomatoes, they held back until they had uh, rep stock. That, I guess that's the word I'm looking for here. They had the stockpile. They had the stockpile. So yeah, if you want to grow with me, there's also other seeds that we suggested. So it was uh, mountain merit tomato that arrived. Isnick cucumber arrived, but you can grow other cucumbers and tomatoes and share in our growing. I think sharing the growing challenge, sharing the growing story with others. I think that's part of the enjoyment of it, isn't it? You're just like, oh, look at my plant is growing. Even houseplants. Even houseplants. I'm part of some houseplant groups, and they just love showing off photos of their babies. Um, so where was I going with that? So the seeds have arrived. Oh, um, and yeah, I want to. Oh yeah. So those are the indoor seedlings, and for those who are on the video live here, you're seeing some photos right now. So my outdoor garden, my erythroniums are blooming now. So they're a yellow variety. You can see them there now. They're a yellow variety, and erythroniums are also called dogtooth violets, and that's because their tuber, their little potato, the little potato, is kind of shaped like a dog tooth. It's it's like a moon shape, almost like a tooth. It's like a tooth. White, like a white tooth, not like a rotten tooth. It's also called, I think locally, some people call it trout lily. If that rings a bell, but they're in bloom. Quite a few other things too. There's some lamium that was in bloom. I was a little surprised by that. The Vinca minor, or what is the common name for it? It's in bloom right now, the Vinca minor. That is periwinkle. Thank you, periwinkle. Um, I've also apparently some people call them myrtles as well. I know these common names are shared amongst plants quite often. There's a snow flake about to bloom there too. So yeah. Oh, and the muscari, the few muscari that I have left over, are in bloom too. So there's a lot of growth going on. The one thing that I didn't take any photos of are my ferns. My ferns. Oh my gosh, they're growing. One one frond, I swear, is already a foot tall. They just start growing overnight. They just start growing overnight. And that is my own personal there's no scientific proof to this at all, but that is my personal proof. That's my, my go-to sign that frosts in downtown Kingston, we are over. No more frosts in downtown Kingston because I believe the ferns know. The ferns know when there's no more frost and they start growing. So that's unscientific. That's unproven. I am not a meteorologist. I'm just going by the signs of nature. And some people could be saying that I'm making up old wise tales. But yeah, but when I see that, I'm like, okay, that to me means I can start working on other things in the garden. So like we could have already been clearing garden patches and stuff like that. I already put the greenhouse back together. But this also could mean now that I can start some other seeds, such as my marigolds, Tiff's garden marigolds. I don't know what the name of they're seeds that have been handed down through generations, but I can start those in the greenhouse without any fear of anything being frozen. Um, and also, if you noticed, for those who are watching live, um, I was worried that my apple tree, which was forming the blossom buds, I was worried it was affected during that cold spell we had and this with the snow and stuff like that. And it's surprising how that little snowstorm did nothing to any of the plants. Like the tulips were almost flattened. And within a day they're all popped up. They're all, tall, standing tall. They were all standing tall. And the apple blossoms, probably because they weren't actually open, were protected. So we're good for apples so far. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. If you see me, let me take a moment here. You are listening to CFRC 101.9 FM or on cfrc.ca. And I'm Tiffany Morgan, drag queen extraordinaire here in Kingston. So yeah, I'm looking for if you saw me on any local television. Yeah, that was me. And I'm having an apple pie. We're going to have apple pies this fall. Yay! uh, all right, next topic. Next topic. Because time's very short here. Time's very short. Oh, and yeah, in the Grow With Me group there's people are sharing some great photos. Someone planted out their babies already. It looks like a nice little warm spot where they planted them too and stuff like that. So yeah, take a look, take a gander at that. Um, June, June, which is traditionally Pride Month here in Kingston. Traditionally Pride Month in Kingston. Um, so, because of the current climate, I said I'm not going to say that word in this program. But because of the current climate, I think it's important to start setting our expectations. For the LGBT community out there, we need to start setting our expectations. So June, yeah, it's Pride Month, but who knows? Like if here in Kingston, if the Pride um, board pushes it later on and stuff like that, yeah, let's not be too surprised about that, shall we? I'm just thinking we need to set some expectations, but that also means that oh, what are you going to do to celebrate Pride virtually. Let's just say, like, in June or something like that, or if we're able to have 5 people in our backyard. What are you going to do to mark the occasion? Because June is traditionally Pride Month, because that is the anniversary of the Stonewall riots in New York, and that's why Pride tends to be in June. But with a lot of people, Pride is in our hearts, and we take it wherever we go, and it doesn't necessarily need to be celebrated in June, right? Right, right. I know nothing. I know nothing. No, nothing. All right. I also wanted to talk about there's events. There's events. So actually, I forgot to go to the website. So outin.ca is a great resource for finding events going on in and around Kingston. And it looks like either my internet connection is not doing so well, or the website may be a little bit updating. But anyway, as I go to that, and it's not showing up. All right. But we have some fabulous events that I want to kind of talk to you about. So, first of all, let's just go to that page there. And I'm Tiffany Morgan, drag queen extraordinaire. Yeah, there we go. Where's my events? Da-da. Oh, there we go. All right. Saturday, May 29th. It's not canceled yet. It's not canceled yet. Boa from Canada's Drag Race is coming to Kingston. So go to Eventbrite and buy your tickets today. Listen to What's the Maple Tea Fridays at 7 p.m. on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Also, Rowena Way, she's having her own on Friday at 8 p.m. right after the Maple Tea. Let me go back to that photo. Hold on a second here. She's she's having a virtual drag bingo right after our programming. Right after our programming of What's the Maple Tea on Friday, the 30th at 8 p.m. So reach out to Rowena Way on Facebook or Instagram and find the details about that. It's going to be broadcast on Zoom. Um, and you can get cards through her and stuff like that. And all the tips will be donated back to HIV/AIDS regional services here in Kingston. That's right. Drag queens have always been trying to support. Always been trying to support. Oh my word! Need a little wet the whistle. So, sweet peas, we're getting very close to the end of the program here. I just wanted to say, hopefully, you're staying nice and warm and dry. Start thinking about those. Like, get out there in the garden. Get out, and we're still allowed in Kingston to get outside and do some activity. Take a little walk. Take in some fresh air. Take in some sunshine when we do get the sunshine coming back on us. And I give you my love. Mwah! You stay safe now, sweet peas.